What is up, guys? Norse Digital Assets coming at you with another video. In this video, we are going to cover Digibyte and try to see where Digibyte might be moving next and when. I am going to be covering 20 plus assets you can see on my Twitter page here. You can follow me on Twitter. I post charts and different pictures on Twitter. We're going to be covering Cardano, XRP, VeChain, Digibyte, API3. We're also covering things like DAG and HBAR and Algo. We're covering all kinds of coins. So go ahead and follow me on Twitter. And you can also subscribe. Click my logo down here in the corner if you can see it. Click my logo down here in the right corner and subscribe, or click below to subscribe and click the bell notification so that when I release a new video, you will actually get a notification that I released a video. So let's dive into the Digibyte chart. So Digibyte on the daily. So this is not the prettiest chart out there right now, especially on the daily, and we are big on daily charts on this channel. I think the daily's got to be one of my favorite charts. I know that when you're in doubt, you need to zoom out, and to get a better perspective of what's really going on, to zoom out to the weekly, to the monthly, but I do love the daily chart. I will say this is not the prettiest daily chart out of the coins out there. We have the 20 EMA making a dive down. This green line here is making a dive downwards, while the 50 EMA looks to be pretty much flat. It is flat, and it looks like it could come out this way. So what we need is soon, and I do expect it soon, for Digibyte to make at least a little bit of a climb and print some green candles, because we definitely do not want the 20 EMA to cross over the 55. Now, if they just touch and it bounces off it, okay, that's another thing, but we definitely don't want to cross or any type of pronounced cross. I don't expect that to happen because overall right now we are entering into a bull run. The market as a whole looks pretty healthy. Typically, if you're not starting in a bull run or in a bull run, you're not going to have things like Solana, Algo, Luna, Avalanche, Cardano. You're not going to have all these coins taken off like that, passing all-time highs, still gaining, and whatnot. You're not going to have all that. So typically in the bull run or during a bull run, you're not going to have a bearish cross on the daily time frame on a coin. You're not going to have this 20 come under the 55, especially after it just printed a bullish cross on August 11th. The flash crash has a lot to do with it. We were finishing a handle out of this cup and handle here. We were finishing a cup and a handle, and it just so happened the day we finished the handle, Bitcoin and everything else crashes 20 to 25% in one day, and that's where you get this giant red candle with a giant red wick. So you can't really make this stuff up, guys. The timing of it is kind of crazy. I mean, you can't really make it up. You almost wonder, you know, I had another video and I was talking about manipulation on Bitcoin and some of these other coins, because it wasn't holders, obviously, they weren't selling, and it wasn't necessarily retail investors, but it was definitely large selling of Bitcoin in that 52,000 range, and it just went from 52,000 to around 43,000 like instantly. So yeah, that was pretty crazy. But looking forward on this, I do not expect this early in a bull run for a coin like Digibyte. This is a big name coin. This isn't some meme coin. I do not expect a bearish cross here. There's almost no coins. You almost can't find a chart with a bearish cross on the daily where the green comes over the red, and it actually is. It's actually somewhat pronounced. I mean, you can't really find a chart that looks like that, and so I don't expect that to happen. And let's look at the 4 hourly. I will say, actually here though, I will say you have. If you look at the volume line, I don't know if you can see down there, it's very minuscule, it's really hard to see, but if you look at the latest volume that we have coming into Digibyte, it's a touch higher than early September, it's a touch higher than when we got the bullish cross there where you see the green crossing over the red. If you just look at my dotted line there all the way across, you can see the volume is up a little bit more than when Digibyte was also coming out of the gutter. We have taller bars. So we have a little bit of volume coming in. Let's look at the 4 hour. So on the 4 hour, definitely not a beautiful chart by any means. When you get this bearish cross on the 4 hour time frame, this is the signal of, you can call it a death cross. That's a little bit of a dramatic term, I guess, but death cross, I've called it that in a number of my videos, but typically this is a sign of a correction right here, and that's what it did, and the flash crash was tied in with that too. But at the end of the day, you found support. If you actually just look at the candle bodies instead of the wicks, you can look at either one, doesn't really matter, but you can see it found support and it's trying to come up. We have this large volume spike that gave us this green candle and this large green wick, and what we want is, you got this little bit of volume here too, and look at the volume, look at my dotted line again to the left as it goes across the volume in the past. You have this large green candle that got you the green candle body and the green wick, and then you have this red candle here. But look at the size of these two last bars here, of volume bars. Compare it to some of these low points. Compare it to all through here. If you can see my cursor, all through here and all through here, you didn't have a whole lot of volume. And this is just, this is just early September here. So this is September 4th, September 3rd, so through here. So you do have a little bit of volume coming in. So, we'll take what we can get at this point. You also have you're also coming out of this falling wedge pattern, and when you break that resistance, you are looking, because we are in a bull market right now, you are looking at an upwards trend coming out of this falling wedge. So there's the falling wedge, it's coming down, and you break out of it, you get those green candles, this green candle, this wick. What we want is this little bit of volume that's coming in, this larger green candle and this candle. What we want is a little bit of volume to come in, because these, we are in a spot to accumulate Digibyte. That's the bottom line. I'll show you just real quick, and then we'll come back to this chart. On the daily, when you are on any coins, when you are finding support, let's remove drawing so we can see. When you are finding support on the 55 or on the 20, but the 55 is a better deal, this is a time when you can accumulate, not financial advice. You have to believe in these coins before they make those runs up. That's where you get those massive discounts, by buying the blood, buying the fear. Obviously, buying the real blood and the fear is down here all summer long when everybody thought everything was crashing. But what we're looking to do, this is my final point on this, on Digibyte, on the 4 hour. I showed you we are coming out of that falling wedge. We broke out of it. We broke out of the falling wedge. We're looking for upside. We're getting that little bit of volume. What we need is, we see this big green wick right here. Let me zoom in. So if you can see this large green wick right here, the saying, what once got wicked will get candlesticked. That's what we're waiting for. That's what we're waiting for on Digibyte next. We are waiting to actually print a candle body. We're looking to print a candle body that looks something to the extent of, so we're down here right now. We're looking to print, let's draw this out, a green candle body that comes up to that wick. And when that happens, you can see, if you can see behind what I just drew, you can see the 20 EMA is starting to flatten out right here, while the 55 seems to still be in a downward slope. If that can flatten out and start to curve up, because what once got wicked will get candlesticked, the point where we are in the market right now, and what a lot of other coins are doing, and that DGB found support, DGB found support here on these candle bodies. You can clearly see that. That's what we're waiting to see, is for Digibyte to get a little bit of volume and come up, because at the end of the day, if you aren't already in Digibyte or you want to accumulate more, that is when you have to buy, is that time of fear in the market. So let's, I'll show you where, if we did happen to lose support, I got this support line here. If you did happen to lose support, what you would be looking, where you would be looking next. So if you did lose support on this trend line, you'd be looking to fall to 5.4 cents, which also wouldn't be a big deal. A lot of the time, you know, the further you fall, the faster you will see to the upside. So not a big deal right now. We're just waiting on Digibyte. Digibyte is trying to do the same thing VeChain and Cardano just did. They're trying to complete a W pattern also. But yeah, if you lose support there, you're looking to fall to a previous swing high, which is 5.4 cents. I don't expect that to even happen. I could see us finding support again on the same trend line that I drew here for you at the 5.5 cents area here, but I don't expect it to fall too much further than this trend line. That is because on the daily, I do not expect during this early in the bull run, right after a bullish cross on August 11th, for that quickly, for there to be a true bearish cross, I do not expect that at all. And because that's a real bad sign, especially if it's pronounced, I don't expect that at all. And because I do not expect that, I showed you we're coming out of that wedge. I showed you there's a little bit of volume. I expect DGB to make a move in the next 2 or 3 days, to make a little bit of a move to the upside, to straighten out that EMA on the 4 hourly. But it is an area, a good area of accumulation, not financial advice, and Digibyte could definitely see that volume coming in. So if we get them green candles and we can candlestick this wick and get a candle body up here, that'll get the curvature to come up of the 20 EMA. We'll get that buy signal. The 20 will come over the 55. We'll start getting some volume at the same time. Right now, we are stuck between this W pattern, this W channel, and we're looking to get out of that channel by printing that green candle body, completing that W, then measuring this W, and this is a conservative W. I could trace it even larger and get that movement up towards 7.1 cents, and that's just for starters. You come up to the 7.1 cents, maybe a little bit of sideways action chop to build that momentum, and then what can you do after that? You can make that movement to the upside of the same size movement that got you there to get that flag. You can get that same size movement to the upside after that, saying that for that to happen, the market has to be healthy. Bitcoin needs to get itself together, and it's also coming out of a possible falling wedge right now. So we're looking for Bitcoin to go to 47,000 next, but that would be an upside to 7.9 cents. And that's when you hit that resistance that you hit. I mean, you're up, you get the flag, you're up, and then look, that trend line that this trend line matches. It matches right here, this wick, perfectly. I mean, it matches where another resistance level. So it could get resistance there, it could come back to find a little bit of support before moving onwards. You have to remember, we're in these waveforms to make gains over the long period of time. If you got DGB over the summer, June, July, I don't think you're too worried. You're already way up. If you got it a little bit later, well, then in the next bear cycle, you can get DGB and a whole lot of other things by buying the blood and buying the fear in the streets when everything looks like it's going to zero, but it's really not. And so that would make you even more comfortable in something like DGB. If you're new to the crypto space, especially if you're super new, sometimes you just have to put in the time. You have to be more patient. You have to put in the time. If you've already been in this space for 2 or 3 years, obviously you should have made some decent gains, as long as you're buying into decent projects and not, chasing coins around and trying to trade too much, unless you're an experienced trader. But yeah, in the future there will be more opportunities. Sometimes you just have to put in the time. You have to wait, and the more patience equals the more money. Right now, the market overall looks pretty healthy, and that's going to be it for this video, guys. I don't want the video to be too long, so I'm not going to do any more videos today, I don't think. It's 9/11. It's Saturday night. I think I'm going to get some food and hang out. And that's going to be it for this video. I'll release some more stuff tomorrow, and I'm going to put out some more videos this week. There's going to be some Cardano videos coming out tomorrow. Charles Hoskinson's going to be wearing his Ghostbusters uniform. I am interested in a watch party on Cardano. I also own Ethereum, so I'm definitely not a Cardano maximalist by any means. I know Ethereum will also make its runs. Next thing you know, Ethereum will run up to 8 to 10,000 when no one expects it. So I wanted to make sure that I had some Ethereum also. So let's just wait and see. Ethereum's not doing a whole lot of anything lately, but you know, we'll have to wait and see. You have to remember that Bitcoin last September was $10,000 last September. Bitcoin runs from $10,000 all the way up to $64,000. That's an insane run for Bitcoin. So obviously, yes, it needs to cool off. We are in a cool off period. When looking at total market real quick, when looking at total market and you go daily and you zoom out, zoom out. Let's zoom way out. Let's zoom out all the way to 2014. So what we have here's what we had this summer. Here was the summer. Those were massive corrections. But what we have to understand is that last September, Bitcoin was 10,000. It ran from 10,000 to 64,000 and then back down to 28,000 on a correction. But what's higher? What's higher, 28,000 or 9,000? You're still way ahead, even if you didn't sell anywhere near the top. Even if you held the whole time, 28 is obviously much higher than 10,000. And also 45,000 where we're at now is much higher than 28. So you have to keep it all in perspective. We have on the total market, and this is all coins. This chart is all coins combined into one. But we have on the total market, we have this huge cascading wave here, and then you have this huge just cup shape here too. This was the summer, so we're coming out of that correction there, and you just got to keep things in perspective, and we're hoping to come up and complete this wave length towards up into this area. So it would complete something that looks like this. That is what we're hoping for. That is the shape, and that is up to around 10 trillion on the total market cap when we're sitting around we're getting close to 2.1. So that's what we're looking for, wave. So we're trying to keep this in perspective, and that's going to be it for this video, guys. Let's wait and see what Digibyte does. Again, a lot of this is a waiting game right now. Once we get some more price action and more data and we straighten out some of these EMAs, we're going to be able to, and we get some volume, we're going to be able to predict a lot more stuff on Digibyte and give a lot more on price predictions and whatnot. So anyways, we're going to see you in the next video. See ya.